Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode 109. Oh, well, I don't know what it's like today where you are, but here in Ohio, it was 63 degrees yesterday, and today we're in the lower 30s. So if you hear like wind or kind of a howling sound, it's the storm going on outside. I was hoping it would die down, and there is no chance of it. So, like I said, if you hear background music, sounds, I apologize. Hopefully, though, you won't. Whew. Okay, real quick rundown of knit-alongs. Our knit-along is March is for M. So it's any pattern with an M name by moi. So you have your choice of Moondance, Mario the Artistic Rabbit, Maggie the Mama Owl, and Molly the Traveling Turtle. So excited. We already have, half a dozen or so entries into that knit-along. Super excited. And then the winner of our last knit-along, Carrie, has a shop called Sunday Shop, I believe is what it is. Anyways, she has generously donated stitch markers of the winner's choice for this knit-along, and it's awesome because then she'll send them directly to the winner. The winner gets to pick. I love it when you get to pick. Sunny Shop. Sorry, not Sunday. I was thinking Sunday was not right. It's Sunny Shop, so it's S-U-N-N-Y, and then it's Shop, S-H-O-P-P-E. So Sunny Shop, and you will get to pick your choice of stitch markers. Awesome. She has super cute ones too. So anyways, that runs till the end of March. So kicking around a few ideas for April knit-alongs, nothing set in stone. So you have any suggestions, put it in the show's thread in the group. I would love to hear what you might want to knit along with. Also, there is a thread for like a knit-along for the tea with jam and bread. It's not a prize thread. It's just for fun. If you wanted to participate, I'm doing it along with a friend. There's no deadline, no nothing. But like I said, no prizes, no pressure. Completely optional. Or if you had started one, maybe it might be motivation for you to finish yours out. Okay, let me think. Finished objects. I'm like, what comes next? It's been one of those days because the weather is so bad and we are having a winter storm. The kids are home, which throws my whole day off, and I'm like lost. Anyways, finished objects. I have one this week, and I'm so excited to have this off the needles. And it is my Moondance. It kind of, not that I planned it, but it kind of matches my shirt almost. This is maybe a hair darker. It's about the same shade. So I'm like, it kind of gets lost on me. Anyways, it is the Moondance by me. And it is a shop sample for my LYS. So I'm super excited about that. And it stinks because I totally wasn't thinking. I just reached in my closet and grabbed a shirt today. And I was like, oh, I'm in a teal kind of mood, right? So it's kind of gonna, I normally like model, like what I make, be like, whew, and it's kind of hard to see. My apologies. Totally not planned. Like I said, I must have been in a teal mood. The shop owner picked this color, probably because she knows I like it so much. Let's see, if I hold it up, you can kind of see it against the wall. Ooh. It is knit out of Nuna Fina, which is a yarn by Mirasol, M-I-R-S-A-L? Anyways, Nuna Fina, N-U-N-A-F-I-N-A. It is a newer yarn, and it is new to the LYS, which is why she wanted to sample knit out of it. And it is a merino, silk, and viscose blend. So it is super soft and yet super strong. It is an extremely light fingering, borderline lace weight. Because you get like 325 yards per 50 gram skein. So very generous output for the amount. I used about 1.5 skeins. And I also did go down a needle size. The pattern calls for a size 6. I went down to a 5 since it is a lighter yarn. And I wanted it to be lacy. Obviously, it's a lacy shawl. But I did not want it to be too lacy that you lose some of the pattern. But, oh, so gorgeous. I try to knit it up as quick as I can just because I have so many things in the works. So that will go to the knit shop this weekend. And then that's the only FO, so the rest are all works in progress. Alright, so I'll start with the one that's probably been, you've seen the most. Get it out of the way. So I am working on the Alborz cowl. So it's a cowl made up of 3 squares. And you join them together. So here's the first square, square number 1. I don't think I had this one quite finished yet last week, square number 2. And now I am starting on square number 3. So there's the beginning of it. Let's see. So I have this one to do, the bottom, and then around, and then 2 more colors. This will also be a shop sample for the LYS. This has now become kind of like my car knitting because it's just garter stitch. And you don't really have to think, you just have to know how many rows to do. So, not that hard. Not my main focus because I have so many other things, but it will get done. I'd like to have it done by next week. I'm not going to push myself too hard, because I have other stuff that absolutely has to be done. So I mentioned the tea with jam and bread. So I am knitting this along with a new friend from the knit shop. And I am loving it. It is Tea with Jam and Bread by Heidi Kermeyer, who writes wonderful patterns, so you can't really go wrong. Written very clearly. Very easy to understand. I find it to be a very enjoyable, simple knit because it's just in the round. Now, well, you do some short rows to give some neck shaping, and then it's in the round. There is no real waist shaping or anything to it. There is a little bit at the bottom, and it says it's optional, and I need to look in to see if the one on the pattern, which I can show you here, it's in black and white. If the one on the pattern has the optional shaping or not. That's what I want to know. The kids are jumping around. I heard a big thud. But there's no crying, so that's usually okay. So I'll have to look into seeing if they did the waist shaping on this. I think they did. Because it's not really waist shaping, it's more like hip shaping. Because it is kind of a, it's not a long sweater, but there's a little length to it. So, I just split for the sleeves and went back to the main color. So went the gray, the teal, it'll do a gray, and then after another gray, it'll go to the gold, and then more gray. So, I'm knitting this out of Cascade 220, regular 220. In colors, where'd the other one go? I actually saved like the little skein bands. So the gray is color number 8400, also known as charcoal. The teal is known as 2433, also known as Pacific. And the gold is 4010, also known as straw. I do much better remembering color names than numbers, for sure. I'm pretty much only working on this on Fridays and Saturdays because I am knitting along with somebody else, and it's her first real sweater to get finished up and everything. I know she had started one before and had run into some problems, but I'm trying to stay one step ahead. That way if she has any questions, it's fresh in my mind. I didn't let go, finish up the sweater, and she wants to know about something at the beginning, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. So, but like I said, really enjoying it. I look forward to knitting it. And I think that's fun because sometimes you have those projects where you're like, oh God, I gotta knit on this again. And this one I'm like, yay, I get to knit on this again. So, like I said, really, really enjoying it. Next up is a stitch surfer sock. I am knitting this as my first quarter challenge because I am participating in the Eat, Sleep, Knit Yarnathon for 2014. I guess it's something they do every year now, starting in 2008. So the challenge this quarter was new to you. So it had to be a technique that was new to you. And I'm like, well, I've done a lot of techniques. Not that I'm good at all of them, but you know, last year we did the knit-alongs where every couple months we tried something new. So I have never successfully done a toe-up sock. So I decided, okay, we'll do that. But since I started a toe-up sock, but I didn't finish a toe-up sock, I've never done a sock magic loop. So that's new to me. Although I have done magic loop, and then the whole back and forth and changing is kind of new to me. Definitely have not done it like this. So they're all new to me in a way. And so I'm like, okay, it covers a lot of things. So this sock should definitely count. But I've never done and completed a toe up sock. I pretty much would get a little bit going and get so frustrated I'd give it up. So it's a free pattern on Knitty. It's called Stitch Surfers. I don't remember who the pattern is by. I have the pattern memorized, so I don't have it in my bag. But the yarn is Claudia Hand Paints. In the turquoise is the semi-solid teal. It's a hair more blue than teal. I'm like, I see a theme now. I'm gonna have to expand my horizons. I must be in a teal phase. And then I had to buy this one because I love the colors, but mainly because I love the name. It's called World Peas. So it's World Peas, like the vegetable. And when you kind of say it, it sounds like World Peace. So World Peas. So I love it. Love the colors. Very, very much. And then here's the back side, the heel. Now I do have to say this heel does not work for me. I tried it on and the heel is not deep enough. So when I put it on and my heel goes in, it stretches the stitches that go right across the top of my foot close to the ankle. It stretches the bejeebus out of them. So I don't know what to do about that. My only remedy would be is I could always put in an afterthought heel. I've never done a heel like this. I don't even know what you'd call this kind of heel. I mean, I guess it's a short row heel. See, it's lots of wraps and turns and back, and you decrease and then you increase and pick up. Like I said, it's a free pattern on Knitty, but it's just not deep enough for me. I don't know how to remedy that. So if there's somebody out there who knows how to modify this heel to make it deeper so that the sock essentially fits my heel and ankle better, I would appreciate it. They're not uncomfortable to put on. It's not like I struggle to get it on and it's too tight. It makes me sad that it stretches these stitches here across my foot so much that it just doesn't look real good. But otherwise, the sock fits in every other way. It's just the heel. And I have the same problem with afterthought heel socks. I always have to add many more rows to get them to fit right. They fit perfect. I love the feel of them and the fit of them once I add all those rows, but if I just follow an afterthought heel pattern and don't put in extra rounds before I start decreasing, they don't fit. Whew. And my last work in progress, definitely not least, is the Monomania Cardigan by Ann Weaver, which is the same designer of the Alborz cowl. I can't remember if I said that or not. Anyway, so it is a cardigan with wide chevrons. So I have, it's bottom up. I have the ribbing and the setup chevron done, and I'm working on the first full chevron. So that's it so far. Trying to stretch it out a little. The pattern is sitting at my desk, so I don't have it, but it's really cool. They're really wide chevrons. The blue is only half of the stripe, so they're pretty thick. I think altogether there's a total of 9 stripes. To give you an indication, they're not little chevrons, they're wide chevrons. It is knit out of a fingering weight yarn, and the pattern originally calls for the Plucky Knitter. And I believe they were kits that you could buy for this sweater. I don't know. I followed the link to the Plucky Knitter's website. There was no way I was getting any. It was all sold out, and she does updates and blah, blah, blah. And I knew what colors I wanted. And if I couldn't get the colors I wanted, then I wasn't going to use it. So I'm like, have to use an alternative yarn. So I went with Madeline Tosh Merino Light, or TML. I know sometimes when podcasters just say TML, there's usually a question of, what does that mean? So it's Madeline Tosh Merino Light is the name of the yarn. So I am using, the gray is Smokestack, the dark blue is Baltic. So there's the Baltic. And then my stripes are going to go Baltic, Grasshopper, which is a very chartreusey green, Window Pane, which is like an aqua. Wow, that looks really bright on my screen. It's not that bright if you see it in person. And then Smokestack. So my stripes are pretty much going to go like this. I love all these colors together, although I'm kind of starting to think maybe I should have went a little lighter on the aqua, maybe done Bloomsbury. But like I said, it's not as bright on my screen, what I'm seeing, as it is in real life. So, but I love it. Baltic, Grasshopper, Window Pane, Smokestack. The bag I have is definitely not big enough. I have a new sweater bag coming in the mail that you'll get to see next week. But it has to work for now, because it's the one I could find in a pinch. It'll live here temporarily. This is the Silver Shed large wedge bag, and it's just not quite large enough. It needs to be like at least 2 inches wider and 2 inches taller, and then it would be perfect. And that's it for works in progress. Yay! I have one thing of Yarny goodness I can show you this week that came in the mail. It showed up in my P.O. box. I was so happy. It is Desert Vista Dye Works. Desert Vista Dye Works, I gotta admit, it's my favorite stripes. And I've gotten to the point where I don't really like knitting a whole lot of socks with variegated. And if so, it has to have a heel and toe. I don't know what it is about it, but it's gotta have a heel. It's gotta break up somehow. But nobody does stripes quite like Desert Vista. You know, I know there's so many other stripey companies out there, and they wind their balls all fancy and everything, but I love this base. It's the Vista base, so it is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and a fingering weight, and it is approximately 462 yards. So I definitely get a pair of socks out of this with plenty of leftovers. This, I believe, is a 6-stripe colorway, and it is called Roller Disco Rainbow. So, super bright. It's not traditional rainbow. It is like a raspberry, pink, orange, a very light buttery yellow, a lime green, a deep purple, and a navy blue. So, I saw it and I was like, I love rainbows. Love rainbow yarn. Like, immensely. So I was like, oh, that's a fun spin on the rainbow. And all of my Desert Vista Dye Works socks, they look just as good now as the day I knit them. So, love, love, love her yarn. They wear like iron, in my opinion. Like, I can open up my sock drawer and not just knowing the colorways, but I can always pick out the Desert Vista socks because they still look amazing. And whatever dye process she used, I have not had a problem with colors fading. So that's always nice because it's so sad when you have a pair of socks that you love, like you love, 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 love them, and like, you know, 6 months go by and you're just like, oh, you're not as vibrant as you once were. So that's always kind of a bummer. I have no tools of the trade. I have no reviews this week. So that's it for the knitting. If you leave me now, I will see you next week. And if you're sticking around, we're going to move into a slice of life. I don't even know where to begin, what to say about this past week. I started off, I swear, last Wednesday I recorded, I felt fine. And then as the day went on, by the evening, I kind of just was like, ugh. So I woke up Thursday, felt like crap. Totally felt like crap. So then I kind of like, I went to a restaurant where they have amazing chicken and noodles. Because that's all I wanted. That's all I could think about. I just want chicken and noodles. So totally pigged out on chicken and noodles because you get a quart of it for like $5 and it's awesome. And then kind of had a stressful rest of the week, especially the weekend. And I have to say, I kind of binged over the weekend. Emotions took hold and I was a mess. And I ate whatever I wanted as much as I wanted. Luckily, I only had a slight gain this week, but it's like bad habits came like right back in a flash. Like I have fully recognized and acknowledged I am a stress eater, like in a big way. Like things go to pot and I just want to shove at. Like I want to be like a like a squirrel, right? Where I want to just like pack my cheeks full and be like, so good. So yeah, so very rough weekend. Like I said, I paid for it in less than half a pound on the scale, but that's 2 weeks in a row I've gained, which sucks. It's the first time that's happened since I've started all this. So I didn't feel real great about it, but Monday I went out and I did like 3.5 miles of walking, like brisk walking. I hate the word power walking because it sounds like the people at the mall who are just so serious and but I took my dogs out. I couldn't run because everything was muddy and slippery, and so I did that. And then yesterday, because it was like 60-some degrees, I was out there in a t-shirt and just some like yoga pants out there with my dogs, and did another like 3.4 miles or something. It felt great, and so it's kind of disheartening that today we're having a snowstorm and I can't go out and walk because I think that helps me. I think getting out, especially in the sunshine, because we get a lack of that in the winter with the dark days and the snow and the cloudies, and so I think it felt so good to like go out there in the sunshine, you know, soak up some vitamin D and just get some fresh air, and it was so good for me. It so put me in a better place. So Mother Nature needs to hurry up and get over this crap because I need sunshine and fresh air. So, but I've been on plan this week. Like I didn't even track last week. Like towards the end of the week, I tracked nothing. So starting Monday, I tracked everything. I'm determined to get out of this little funk that I'm in and get back on it. I'm gonna have a loss next week. I'm gonna try my hardest. So I mean, it just goes to show that, I mean, as hard as I've worked, bad days are still gonna happen. And I am an emotional eater, especially a stress eater, and I recognize that. But even though I had like the serious crappiest weekend food-wise, I still was able to get up Monday and make the choice and decision that, okay, it's over now. You ate through your problems. It made you feel better, because it did. I mean, physically I maybe didn't feel better, but emotionally I did. But it's time to move past it, because it's an old habit, but you broke it once, you can break it again more quickly. and do better. It's all about doing better and making better choices. And I went to the grocery store Monday morning, and I bought yams, and I bought salad and stuff for salad, and like just loaded up my basket with fresh produce. So, and I didn't buy any crap, and got rid of all the crap that was in the house, and I mean, if it's not here, I'm not going to eat it. Not that I didn't go out over the weekend looking for it, because I did. Because I was just not in a good place. So I'm proud of myself for that. You know, you have to be. You have to acknowledge when you do something bad and make up for it by doing something good. So, whew, like I said, hopefully Mother Nature will get over this, because I can look out the window and I see the snow just blowing and coming down, and it's like, so, I hope wherever you were, because I know pretty much most of the area had good weather the last couple days, I hope you were able to get outside and enjoy it and get some fresh air and sunshine. And I know other places are getting pummeled as well, if not by snow, at least by colder temperatures. So stick to it, you ladies and gentlemen can do it, because I know some guys watch too. I'm so proud of you, and it means so much. So many amazing notes that I get, and PMs, and people sharing their stories because I've shared mine. And I know I've said it before, but I just have to say it again, that it means a lot to me, and it helps keep me on track and knowing I'm not alone, because you guys have let me, that you now feel like you're not alone. And it's been such an amazing thing to have with all of you, even those who maybe haven't shared with me. I know there are people out there who don't, who maybe aren't on Ravelry or not active on Ravelry, who just haven't said anything. But I appreciate the camaraderie very much. So, other than that, I've kicked the crud. I'm definitely feeling better, and I definitely know that not feeling well led me down the path of emotions, letting me get the best of myself. And I'm feeling better. I had sick kids for the last couple weeks. They're all feeling better, so hopefully we've all turned the corner, and spring is hopefully going to be on its way, and we'll be able to enjoy it. So, alright, well that's it for me this week. I feel like I blabbered on long enough. I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Weight Watchers, and Fitbit. Till next week, I'll see you then. Bye.